Salam and hello everybody. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you're all doing really well. So welcome to my latest video, which is another week in my life vlog. So the sun decided to show itself this week and it was back to homeschooling as well. So if you hear any extra noise, that's Haroon. Haroon is with me, so please do excuse any baby noises. He is quite sleepy though, so hopefully it won't be too loud. So I started vlogging on Sunday. As you'll notice, our weekly routine is pretty much the same. By about week 5, you're going to get really bored, but it's all good, right? So for breakfast, we had some pancakes. I had it with some Greek yogurt, some strawberries and some demerara sugar. And then I was in the mood for a little trip to Poundland because the sun was coming out, and when the sun's out, you want to step outdoors usually. So just being in Poundland makes me really happy. Haroon doesn't like to sit in his pram much anymore. Alhamdulillah, he can walk now, so he likes to spend more time out of his pram rather than in his pram. They had these really cute succulents in Poundland, so I picked up a few. Felt like picking them all up, but for £1, so good. And we also went to Lidl for a quick little shop, so just a few essentials that we needed. A bit of icing sugar, some peri-peri sauce. I needed another soap dispenser thing from Poundland because the one we had was broken. Also needed some cake tin liners and a spatula. Got these Dettol wipes for the bathroom and got a hazelnut croissant for myself for lunch and pizzas for the kids. So for lunch I had the hazelnut croissant, which was delicious, and a leftover pancake. Haroon was wearing these little dungarees, and when you open the buttons it looks like a dress. So when he went to sleep in the afternoon, I got a chance to watch some TV, and I watched Behind Her Eyes, and I finished it that night. Like, it was that good, or like I just couldn't stop watching it. Yeah, it's really, really good. Watch it if you're into thrillers and slightly strange series, but yeah, it definitely stayed in my mind. So actually, since it was the last day of the holidays, like the half-term holiday, we decided to have an extra takeaway that night. So we did an order of Deliveroo from Manjaro's, and it was really yummy, and we only paid like £17 for everything because it was like a £10 off offer, and they had an offer anyway on Deliveroo, so what a bargain, I say. But anyway, we got to Monday and it was the 22nd of February. It was a very special day because Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, was going to announce like the roadmap out of lockdown. So when we were going to come out of lockdown and when all the shops and other places were going to open. So it was like an Eid for me. Not quite, but it was the most exciting day in a while. So we had our breakfast, and then the older kids were doing their homeschooling. The little ones were quite bored, and although the weather wasn't too bad, it was a bit rainy, I was kind of forced to take them out, and I needed a few things from Aldi, so we walked to Aldi and bought a couple of things, but it was more an excuse just to get a bit of fresh air for the kids. For lunch, we had some leftover chicken from the night before the takeaway. We had quite a bit of chicken left. So I just shredded the chicken and added a few ingredients and made like a sauce for pasta. It was very tasty, mashallah. So I'd already cooked the pasta, added that into the chicken sauce. Added a bit of mozzarella cheese. And there it was, nice and ready. So around 5 o'clock, I put the dinner in the oven. So I'd marinated some beef cubes and I popped that in the oven, and then we had it with some rice and some veg. A simple but tasty meal. I added a bit of salt, coarse black pepper and olive oil to the veg just to make it taste a bit nicer. And then it was the time we had all been waiting for, and I'm pretty sure all of us in the UK are counting down to the 21st of June, aren't we? So until then, we do what we can to pass the time. So it was Tuesday. I had some waffles, strawberries and evaporated milk for breakfast. So I'm going to say it quite a few times in this vlog. The sun was out. So I opened the back door and the little ones had a little play in the back garden. Some days you've got the energy to take them out for a walk. Some days you don't. This was one of those days. Actually, I think it was this day that Haroon was really playing up. He was messing about a lot and it was just really draining. You have those days, don't you? So there was a pile of washed laundry, one of many of the week. If we're hanging the washing indoors, we hang some of it on the banister in the corridor. Wonderful place. For lunch, we had some paranthas with some chicken nuggets, and I made this nice, really simple cucumber, lettuce, tomatoes, some mayo, peri peri mayo, and some coarse black pepper. Just mix that all together. And that was our lunch. It doesn't look all that, but it tasted really nice. It's amazing the difference a salad can make to the meal. For dinner, we had some chicken wings with, I think, chips. Yeah, very simple. And we had this peri peri sauce from Lidl, very nice. The house was a bit of a mess, so it was time for a tidy up. Ayub was just living his best life, as you do, at the age of 2.5. And to make my meal prep easier, I chopped a load of onions and froze them. Also, some of the red onions were going off, so I thought I'd better just chop them up and put them in the freezer. That's a good hack for if you've got things that are going off, especially veg. Chop it up, whatever you can save, and freeze it. So I had a few bags of onions and I used one of them in my meal prep last week. And then the kitchen needed a tidy, of course. On Wednesday for breakfast, I made this really tasty lemon drizzle cake, dead simple. It was a little bit messy though because the cake tin wasn't greased enough. So as long as your cake tin is greased enough or like properly non-stick, you should be fine. My sister actually has a really nice lemon cake recipe on her channel. I'll put a link in the description. I was going to follow her recipe, but I wanted to use a full like 250 gram block of butter. The Canadian and American measurements are a little bit different, aren't they? So it said something like 2 3/4 cups of butter, and I thought I just want to use my block of butter. Otherwise I would have followed it, especially if I had more time, but this was for breakfast, so I just wanted a nice and quick cake. Yeah, as you can see, I was struggling to get it out of the cake tin and it came out like that. So the crumbs, I just kind of collected them, put them on top of the cake to hide the mess. Can't even remember what else we did that day, probably not much. So for lunch we had some fish finger sandwiches. Uthman doesn't like fish fingers, so I made him like some tuna filling to make a sandwich with. And for dinner we had some naan with some kebabs, the 2-ingredient naan, which is so quick and easy, and it's perfect for Ramadan, which is not far away now, is it? I can tell we're going to make a lot of use of this 2-ingredient naan, inshallah. The kebabs were frozen. I just defrosted them for a bit and then cooked them, cut some salad. The naan was ready and had a couple of sauces and it was really delicious, mashallah. And on Wednesday night I sorted out the shopping list because we were going to do the shopping the day after. So we went to Aldi and then to Asda. And then once we got back home, put all the shopping away. So there's nothing particularly exciting in our shopping. Got some noodles for dinner one night with chicken. Got some time out bars because they taste nice. We needed quite a few spices, so picked them up. few body washes, some washing detergent, some razors for Akil. I think they were, the pineapple was on offer in Aldi. Lots and lots of drinks. Akil picked up these bags of seafood selection. He said he wants to make seafood and rice one day. He makes it quite nice, mashallah. So if the guy wants to make it, who am I to stop him? And they had some lovely plants in Aldi. They're always tempting me. So I picked up these two for $2.99 each. Lovely colours, mashallah. So I had my lunch and then it was actually meal prep day. So the rest of the day I was just doing my meal prep. Well, not all day, but obviously I had other commitments as well, like children. So then it was Friday. Had some waffles, strawberries and evaporated milk again. Like I mentioned last week, in case you didn't know, Friday is a special day for Muslims. So once I'd had my shower, tidied up a bit, read my Quran, and then it was actually quite nice and quiet in the house. So I watched a bit of TV. I was watching White House. Is it called White House Farm on Netflix? Not completely quiet though, because Ayub was rolling around in my lap. My parents had popped over that morning, just an outdoor visit to drop a couple of things off. They bought some cake rusks. And my mum saw this cute little purse all by herself, and it's got a zip on it and everything. Really cute, mashallah. And then for dinner, it was a takeaway. So just a junky chicken burger with chips, mashallah. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Jazakallah. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. Inshallah, see you soon. Take care. Salam. Bye.